Good morning, everyone. So I do a lot of work with people who are transitioning from their old 3D life to the new way of living and thinking, which is letting the universe lead the way, removing fear, all of the old programming and everything out of their way. And the one thing that I think most light workers are concerned about is, how am I going to put food on the table? How am I going to jump the ship from a regular 9-to-5 job and go out on my own without knowing that this is going to work? So this is what this reading is about. This is who this is for. This is, you know what? I want to see what they say about those of us who are what I call leading the troops into the new earth. And that is our job, to heal and then help other people heal and help them into their purpose. So let's see what the universe has to say. I'm going to use the life purpose cards first here, and so for those who are trying to step into their purpose, let's talk to those directly and give me cards for those people that this message is for, specifically particular people that this will resonate with. So the first one that popped out was practice. Polish your skills by practicing regularly. And it's got someone playing a flute on there, but that does not feel like it is music to me. So to me, that means practice what your purpose is on a regular basis. Even if you have not left your current 9-to-5 job, even if you are dabbling in what you think your purpose might be, practice it every day. So when I started doing tarot cards, I didn't know that was going to be my life purpose. I didn't know what I'm doing right now was going to be my life purpose. But I started my YouTube channel and started doing my horoscopes with my tarot cards because I wanted to get some practice. Because I knew that doing a tarot card reading once every 6 months for a client was not going to make me really, really good. And I wanted to be good at my craft. So that would be my suggestion is, videotape yourself talking about or doing whatever it is that you believe your purpose is. And whether anybody sees it or not, you practice that until you know what you are doing. If it is energy work or whatever, you practice on your neighbors until you feel like you know what you're doing, and the word will spread from there. So you can't sit on the couch and work your 9-to-5 job and not be a pro at what you want to do if you haven't been practicing it. Does that make sense? The next card is study. Reading, research, and education help you gain confidence and clarity about your career. So if you don't know what that is and you're still trying to figure out what it is, or maybe you've got an inkling of it, then that's just saying reading, research, and education help you gain confidence and clarity about your career. So you got to know what you want. The first thing is figuring out what you want to do. The second most important thing is getting a knowledge base about it. And I'm not saying that you have to be an expert in it, But when I started selling real estate and after I went to school, one of the things they always taught us when we were brand new is you still know more than the average person out there. And you need to keep that in mind. So if you are still trying to wrap your head around what it is your purpose is, and you've got a little bit of an idea, you know, you still know more about that subject than the average bear. And you need to give yourself some credit about that, because you probably have studied it somewhat. Maybe you've taken some classes and you stopped halfway through, life got in the way, whatever the case is, you're ready to start pursuing that now. I'm going to just say, keep going. Next card is Justice. Your career brings fairness and protection to others who need your help. So I'm guessing that, and I'm not using that as like a lawyer either. Your career brings fairness and protection to others who need your help. So whoever that resonates with, I feel like others who need your help is the key word there. So who needs your help on what you are an expert at? And so maybe for now you're practicing on people for free until you figure out what you are doing. I mean, I practiced on my friends with my tarot readings for free until I kind of got an idea of what I was doing, and then I was able to charge for them. So you've got to be practicing first if you haven't started that. I guess that's what this whole thing is about. Author. You have a book inside of you that wishes to be expressed. Make the time to write it. So maybe there are people out there who don't necessarily have a hands-on career, like you don't necessarily do tarot cards, or you don't do Reiki, or you don't do energy healing, or whatever a physical thing is, but you have a lot of knowledge about a particular something that will help heal people. You need to get that down in writing somehow, or like I do a lot of video recordings, kind of, I don't know if I'm going to be an author someday, but I feel like I have to document my journey. So start somewhere in that respect. If it's documenting your journey on a video, if it's documenting your journey on pen and paper right now, eventually down the road, you know, that first step, you may not have much of anything, but, you know, 6 months down the road, you've got half of your book written or video recorded or whatever. And so don't let the end of the journey overwhelm you. You need to take things one step at a time. So maybe that's the first. I feel like I need one more card out of here. The universe just, like I said, I didn't know where this was going to go. I still don't know where this is going to go, but to me, it sounds like the universe is saying, if you have an idea, you need to take the first step and quit worrying about the end, and quit worrying about how you're going to get fed. If you're not even doing anything in on your life's purpose at all, then why are you worrying about that in the first place? You haven't even started the journey yet. So it's like, I'm like, what I feel like I'm seeing is someone that's getting ready to go camping, and it's like you're taking everything but the kitchen table on your camping trip, and you haven't even stepped out the door yet. And yes, you are preparing, but you're over preparing, and you should have been on the journey a long, long time ago, but you're so worried about making sure that you don't run out of food on the trip that it's like, you've got your stuff so bogged down, you're not going to make it very far because you're going to run out of energy first, because you're carrying too much stuff with you. You know, I mean, like I guess that's kind of funny. That's what I feel like I'm seeing though, is a camper that's getting ready to go on a journey, and you're like going, I gotta have this, and I gotta have this, and I'm gonna take this, and I'm gonna take this, and you've got your camp bag and everything packed to the gills, to the point where it's so heavy you can't even hardly get out the door with it. And I would assume that is overwhelming thoughts going on right now of, how am I ever going to get this done when I can't see that far in advance? You don't need to see that far in advance, is what they're trying to say is. You haven't even got your foot out the door at this point in time, and you're worried about this, 6 months or a year from now. Just take the first step. I'm sorry. I'm not laughing. It's just like this picture that I'm like, literally the picture that I'm seeing in my head is like kind of funny. I feel like there's one more that needs to come out of this. Talk to your angels. Instead of worrying, ask for divine guidance. Okay, see? They just said, stop worrying and ask for divine guidance. You're like so caught up in things that you shouldn't be caught up in right now. You're caught up in the hows more on the just doing. The how will come down the road, but you've got to like make that first step. You know, you've got to practice on somebody that's a friend first before you set up the website and before you buy all of the equipment. You know, if you haven't even done any of that, you are thinking way too far in advance. And that's tying you up in knots right now and freaking you out really bad. Okay, so what else? Okay, so let me think about what questions. The title of this is going to be, how is the universe going to keep you fed? So if you are wanting to get off into that journey, what else? I'm just going to say, what else does the universe have to say about getting off the couch and making that first step? How can they get past, what are they afraid of? Failure. Okay. You're afraid of failure. So that's one of the reasons you're stuck on getting started on this journey. It's like you don't want to go off unprepared because you don't want anybody to make fun of you. All right, I get that. So it's like instead of just starting down the trip, you know, starting off on this step of getting into your life's purpose, it's like, I don't want anybody making fun of me, so your ego is getting in the way. Your pride and ego is getting in the way right now, and that's what's stopping you from making that first step off into the journey. What else I'm just kind of thinking, what else is going on here that's stopping you from taking that first step? Forgiveness. Okay, so I feel like that is saying in the past you have started other projects, perhaps have not been successful at them, and you need to forgive yourself on not being perfect, and maybe it wasn't the right thing, and that's why it was a failure and there was a block. Don't let something in the past that didn't work out stop you from doing what your life's purpose is. I feel like my life's purpose is to heal and help other people heal and to lead the troops into the new earth. So when I do my tarot readings and my horoscope readings, it is to help people through those blocks that they need to get through in order to keep moving forward and keep healing and keep getting into that place of peace and happiness and all of the stuff that they need to do in order to detach from all that old programming and get into the new programming. That's what I consider my job, you know. It's not going to be, there's not going to be a check the box here anywhere. It's like that's what I made up. That's my made up career, I guess. Or that's what my guides told me I was doing. Abundance. I think this is also something that you need to understand, that the abundance is there. It will be there. And you just have to have faith in that. And that's part of unplugging from the old paradigm into the new paradigm. And I realize that is hard for a lot of people. If you're not, it's kind of like, think of the universe as your boss. The universe is going to be your boss. If you go to work every day, 9 to 5, you trust that your boss is going to pay you, right? So if you leave that job and you go to work for the universe is now your boss, right? So you have to have in your mind that trust and that faith that the universe is going to pay you, and make sure that you continue doing the job. And I realize that is very difficult for people that are new to this journey, and trusting that your new boss is going to make sure that you stay paid. But if you are one of the forefront people who are here to lead the troops to the new earth, do you think that it is in the universe's best interest to make sure that you are struggling and unhappy and starving? You can't do your job if you are in that state of mind. So you have to have faith that if you are doing what you are supposed to be doing, the universe is going to make sure that you've got food on the table and you're going to have a roof over your house. Finding what your purpose is maybe the hardest part, and then stepping into that will be the next hardest part, and then having trust in the universe. It's kind of like a 3-part thing. Figuring it out, stepping into it, and then having the trust, and then just stepping on the gas and moving forward on the journey. Compassion. You are going to have some compassion for the people surrounding you, not just yourself. There are going to be a lot of people who are not going to understand what you are doing. They are not going to understand your way of thinking, your new way of thinking, your shift from the old to the new. And you've got to understand that they haven't made that shift from the old way of thinking and all of the coulda, woulda, shoulda, and you have to do this, and you have to do this, and you have to do this in order to be successful. And I don't know, how to explain. I mean, like, I always felt like my dad didn't know how to explain me when I sold real estate, and then when I started selling essential oils, he wasn't around to see me do tarot cards. I can only imagine how he would have explained to his friends, how the fuck do you tell your friends who would not accept this for anything that my daughter is a tarot card reader and that she is leading the troops over into the new earth. So there's going to be a lot of people that's going to give you some backlash and some flack. You are going to have compassion for them because they are not on the same page as you are. But you need to also remember that you were not on this page your whole life either. You were one of the old thinkers for a long, long time. We all were. We all thought that way for a long time. So when those people that start putting doubt in your mind and start questioning what you're doing, keep in mind you are one of those people yourself. And understand where they're coming from. They're thinking the old way. So you're going to have to deal with that. Love. You need to have love for yourself. I also feel like that is, you have to love what you're getting ready to start doing. Because if you do not absolutely, without 100% doubt, love what you are doing, and you are only stepping into this because you think it's about the money, then it's probably going to fail. Because if you cannot do what your purpose is and do it if you're not willing, in my opinion, and there could be people that argue against this, but if you don't absolutely love what you are getting ready to step into, and you're only stepping into it because you think it's going to make you money, then it's probably not what your purpose is. So think really hard on that before you start down that road. Is why are you doing this? Are you doing it to legitimately help people? Or are you doing it legitimately because you think it's gonna put some money in your bank and you can suffer through whatever this new idea is? I don't think that I'm talking to anybody that's in that frame of mind these days, but if that is even an inkling in the back of your mind of, oh my God, I can make a shit ton of money doing this, probably not what your true purpose is. You may stumble on making a shit ton of money, but it won't be because you did it on purpose. It's kind of probably going to happen on accident. Synchronicities. I think, to me, that is saying as you continue down this journey, you will start seeing more signs and synchronicities that you are following the right path. It's kind of like the universe is going to start dropping breadcrumbs or potato chips, or they're going to start tying the little red ribbons on the trees for you to follow and lead you down the path to where you want to go. You may not know exactly where you're going when you take that first step, but I think that if you are going in the right direction, the universe is going to go, okay, you're heading down the right road. Follow me, follow me, follow me. And they're going to open the doors over and over and over again, because like I said, if you are here to lead the troops into the new earth, the universe wants to make sure you succeed. They do not want you to fail. That's your job. That's why you came here. And if you have any doubts about that, I'm going to recommend a book. Dolores Cannon has a book out called The 3 Waves of Volunteers. And I've watched some videos on YouTube about it. One of these days I'm going to sit down and read the book about it. But if you're watching me and you resonate with what I have to say, most likely you are one of those volunteers that came down here to help change the vibration of the earth. So I'm just going to say, follow me, because I'm doing my best to follow the universe and let the universe open the doors and make sure that I get paid on a regular basis for what I'm doing to keep a roof over my head and food and whatever. So I'm just going to keep going, and on the days that I have doubt, I'm going to do readings like these to remind myself of why I'm doing what I'm doing, even though I don't know how it's going to end. Okay. Let me think about, like, I got these in my hand. Something's in here that wants to come out. So what else? For those of you who are trying to get on your life purpose and have a lot of doubts of how it's going to work out, what does the universe have to say about this path? I don't dance around the perimeter of the person I want to be. I step in fully and completely. There you go. Don't just, oh God, don't just dabble. Don't just dabble in what you are meant to do. Step into it fully and authentically. Don't just dabble. If I was just going to dabble in tarot cards and helping healing people, I would have not made a YouTube channel. I wouldn't be plastering it all over Instagram. I wouldn't have put it on Facebook. I wouldn't have exposed myself to ridicule from a lot of people. Fortunately, I didn't seem to have a lot of backlash from people. Either they have just completely tuned me out, or they haven't said anything to me, because I think me stepping into my full authenticity, there was a lot of fear in myself. But and a lot of it had to do with money, losing money. That was kind of like my old paradigm. Is I have a lot of people in my doTERRA essential oil downline that I consider Bible thumpers. And I know they aren't watching my shit. So I can say that. And before I started posting stuff on Instagram and on Facebook and stuff, I was like, I'm going to lose money from my business because they are going to not agree with what I'm doing. I don't know if I did or not. But I felt like I was out of alignment, and that's the important thing is when you step into your life's purpose, fully executed life's purpose, you will know without a shadow of a doubt that you are in full alignment. You will just know. I mean, there won't be any questions about whether you're doing the right thing. You will know without a shadow of a doubt that you have stepped fully into your alignment. Okay, true abundance is an inside job. So that would be another thing that the universe would like to say is, in order to have the abundance that you are seeking, it all starts within here, and it's kind of like the packing up of the backpack or the camping stuff before you go on a trip. That's all external stuff. But the first thing that has to happen is when you step off on that trip, out the door, you have to know up in here that you're going to end up where you're going to end up safe and sound. And that if you have any stumbles along the way, that you're still going to make it. If you run out of food along the way, you're going to run into another camper along the way that's going to help you out. This almost makes me want to cry. This is making me very emotional. You need to know that on that journey, you are going to stumble. And it is going to be scary sometimes, but you've got to know without a shadow of a doubt that you are doing the right thing. By spreading loving energy, I attract more love. God, man. I certainly wasn't planning on crying during this reading. Damn it. I'm just going to have to quit wearing makeup altogether, I guess. What else does the universe have to say about this? That is Gabby Bernstein. I don't need that in here. Okay, there's two. What else? To truly flourish is to release all the tension that holds me back from letting love pour through me. To truly flourish is to release all the tension that holds me back from letting love pour through me. I think in order to move forward on this trip, to me, that releasing tension is releasing the doubt, and not having any doubt that you are going the right direction and that you have full support of the universe. And I've said this before, and I've said this to several people. I truly believe if you are doing your life's purpose, you have full support from the universe to go full steam ahead. I fully believe that. Although occasionally I, like a lot of people, have a little doubt in my head when I'm not seeing major abundance coming my way. Sometimes I do get in fear and think, I don't know that I ever doubt, am I doing the right thing? It's more a case of, I just got to keep going. I just got to keep going and take it 24 hours at a time. All right. I let my intimate relationships be my greatest learning devices for spiritual growth and healing. That's about as... You know, I was laughing earlier when I was thinking about doing this reading, and I was thinking, I'm like going, if the twin flame card comes up in this, and that's a kind of very close to a twin flame card. I let my intimate relationships be my greatest learning devices for spiritual growth and healing. whether you're a twin flame or not, or whether you have a soulmate or whatever, they are all beings that are here to help you grow spiritually and heal. So take advantage of that, and know that you're on the right path. All right, let's do some of these. These are also Gabby Bernstein's The Universe Has Your Back. And then I think I'll stop this. What else does the universe have to say for those of us who are either just now stepping into our life's purpose or wanting to step into our life's purpose and have a lot of fear and doubt surrounding it about moving forward? And is the universe going to have our back? And are we going to always have a roof over our head and food on the table? Okay, so we have two cards here that are flipped upside down. So let's just take those for a reason. Is there anything else in here flipped up? My faith has the power to turn trauma into healing, conflict into growth, and fear into love. To me, I would think anybody who is on this journey of spiritual growth has probably been through a lot of trauma. So to me, that is saying that your trauma that you have gone through is part of your life's purpose. Use that trauma, heal yourself, and then help heal other people with it. So if you are still looking at your trauma as a burden or a problem, then you are looking at it wrong. Keep that in mind. Any moment I can surrender to the powerful presence of love through prayer, contemplation, and stillness. So I think that's any time that you are in doubt. I think that you can go into meditation and kind of realign yourself with Source and get out of that doubt mentality. And they will just kind of put you back on track. My outer experiences are a reflection of my internal condition. Okay, so if you are not seeing abundance on the outside just yet, then there's something internally going on that is still not in alignment. I've been working on getting, we'll say most of my outside experiences is in pretty good alignment, but obviously I don't have absolutely everything set up the way I would like to. So instead of having the 10 of cups, we'll say I'm maybe at 8 or 8.5. So there's something inside of me right now that is still out of alignment, that is causing me to not have what we call in tarot the 10 of cups, which is wishes fulfilled and fully aligned with whatever. So I guess I need to work on that, as well as whoever is watching this video. Look at your outside circumstances, and if you're not seeing what you want to see on the outside in the physical, that means it's not here, and it has to happen in here first for it to manifest on the outside. So if your life is still in a huge mess and turmoil on the outside, and there's a lot of drama and stuff going on around you, you haven't detached from the right or the wrong people. You haven't aligned yourself with the right people. You still have a lot of negative thoughts that are cropping up, and your outside manifestations aren't going to happen until you get this shit on the inside cleaned up. All right, there's 2. The moment I realign with love, clear direction is presented to me. I think that's kind of what this is about, is making sure that you're aligned with Source. And when you get out of alignment, it will show up on the outside, it will show up on the inside, and and get yourself realigned to get back on your path. And there may be times that you step off, unknowingly step off. Sometimes you will knowingly step off. You will not follow your gut instinct. And you'll be wrestling with yourself. It's just going to be part of it. I honor how I want to feel. So I would say that if you pay attention to your feelings, and if you're not feeling in alignment, then something's off, and you need to go in and dissect it and figure out what it is and heal that. I'm going to stop for now. I feel like this is what they wanted to say. I think you get the gist of it. Is if things are not manifesting on the outside, that's because there's still some internal work that needs to be done. But the key thing is if you are here to do your life's purpose, you need to start stepping into it somehow. And quit worrying about the how it's going to happen, how it's going to manifest, and start getting yourself in alignment with it first. And you will, start course correcting down the way. Quit worrying about this down here and worry about your 24-hour period of a time at, now, I guess is the point. So anyway, I will talk to y'all later. Bye.